My father was obviously a big influence. He had me involved in a whole range of sports. Obviously, swimming seemed to be the best one, until just almost by an act of coincidence, I stumbled into this thing that I had a real talent for, and that was the pole vault. In world terms, 5 meters was world class in 1968, which was 16 feet 5. And in the Olympic trials, I did 16 feet 6.5. And then, just before we left to go to Mexico in a farewell meeting, I did 60 feet 7.5, which made me a medal contender for the Olympics in Mexico. And that was the big thing then, the Mexico Olympics. In the final, I finished 9th in the Olympic pole vault final. So there was still this gap between me being the best in the world. So next training point, next focal point was really training for the 72 Olympics, because by now it wasn't the question, I didn't ask myself if I get selected, because that wasn't a consideration anymore. I was good enough to know that this was going to happen. It was whether I was good enough to win or to get a medal at Olympic level, and that's what I really wanted. And the Olympic trials were at Crystal Palace, and I did 17 feet 1.25, which was a UK all-comers record and Commonwealth record, and it set me in the world's top 10 again. So everything was looking really rosy, and I went to Helsinki with the Great Britain team for Great Britain versus Finland, and was warming up for my pole vault event, and got a really uncomfortable wind coming from the north corner of the Helsinki Olympic Stadium, which blew me slightly off center, and I landed in the box, and I didn't break my ankle, but I did worse than that probably, which was to rip the tendons around the ankle joint. And this was 9 weeks before the Munich Olympic final. And then the race was on, really, to try and get to the Olympics at all. And I got a coach one of the national coaches came from London to Edinburgh to watch me pole vault the week before the team were to leave. And he said, if you can run down the runway and take off, you're going with the team. If not, you're injured, no point in going. So I had about 15 layers of tape around my ankle, elastic tape and stretchy tape, just to support it, and ran down and took off and did a half decent jump, but nothing spectacular enough. And the coach said, you're going. So at least I was on my way to the Olympics. But unfortunately, because of the nature of that sort of injury, I lost speed, I lost the edge, lost confidence, and the Olympics in themselves were quite a trial. It's a pity, really, because it was an Olympics that I could have done very, very well in, although, I did compete in them. But it was at a height that I probably could have got a medal in the Munich Olympics